movie came out in 2019, but it's a continuation of a series which was canceled in 2002. This movie is Invader Zim, Enter the Florpus.
Sent to infiltrate Earth with mechanical servants. My name is Dib Membrane, and I'm all that stands between Zim and the annihilation of our world.
If it isn't, to be fair, okay, I want to start this by saying this myself. I don't actually like Invader Zim. You've tried to force me to watch it a couple times, and I kind of find it annoying.
It's one where
I've seen this movie. Like I sat there and I watched it with you because that was the point when we were sharing the TV, and that was the one you chose. And I remember it being agonizing. It's just agonizing.
It's a movie which is, how do I word this? It's Gen Z humor before Gen Z humor was a thing.
Yeah, like I isolated.
It's kind of how I would word it.
I've
it's a movie where, as like I won't lie and say I didn't laugh at stuff in it this time, but it's definitely a TV movie,
you didn't like
and
it the first
it's
time,
definitely.
right? I remember you not liking it the first time.
Yeah, I seem to remember the first time I watched it, it kind of being like it it misses the show. Like
It didn't.
it's not the same.
I recall it being like, well, to be fair, yeah, it's like I do think the original writers of that show were involved in it. Like I do think that it was
Yeah,
really
I
made by
believe
the people.
so.
Like I don't want to disparage
Reading
it too bad. When I like it sounds like I'm shitting on. It's just not for me. Like it's really just
reading
not for me. But I appreciate it
reading
for what
about
it is.
it, reading about it. It was the movie was conceived after several discussions between Nickelodeon and Vasquez, who I think Vasquez is the
Yeah, he's
creator,
the creator. Yeah.
um, on creating an Invader Zim revival after its cancellation.
This has that
Um,
vibe. This has the like it's gauging for. I'm guessing this didn't do very well in terms of like its success on Netflix because it definitely had that vibe of yeah
it's hard to say. It
we
doesn't
want
really. There's no way to
we,
measure it.
you know how Netflix has like they're doing like kind of like how Disney Plus and Hulu did. Oh, this is season 14 of. It kind of felt like that where they were gunning for like a new season of Invader Zim, which is basically a soft reboot kind of deal. Which it sounds
Well,
like that's what it was.
reading about the conception and stuff, um, the
But it felt like just
it
like
was it
a
was it
longer
was
episode of the show.
it was greenlit after many talks of a revival. But Vasquez had been developing projects, yada yada yada, and so the higher ups at Nickelodeon became more supportive of the idea around 2015, 2016 when Invader Zim comics started.
Yeah, yeah, because I believe he also wrote the
So
comics.
Vasquez became more receptive towards it. And apparently Nickelodeon wanted a new television series, but Vasquez suggested a 6 episode miniseries instead, and then changed his mind to a television film,
Oh,
because it would be
interesting.
quote infinitely less stressful.
Yeah, he sounds like one of
Um,
those temperamental creators that's difficult to deal with, and you're just make the thing, and they're like, but it has to be made exactly this. But them being weird in particular like that leads to better stuff because I think this movie's well received from what I recall. Like fans of Invader Sim like that movie for the most part.
well, from what I remember, because why I ended up watching it. I believe Michael, friend of the show, Michael, he was a fan of Invader Zim, and he came to D&D one time and said how there was going to be a movie and how he was excited about it. Which then, when it came out, I went and I watched it because of that.
From what I
And
recall, now correct me if I'm wrong, the
and from
original
what
show.
from what I remember at the time when we watched it the first time, I don't think I had watched any of the show at that point.
I thought you
I,
had.
I'm pretty sure. No, I'm pretty sure the very first time I watched it, I believe I watched this independently and then retroactively went back and watched some of the
But
show.
doesn't the original show like end on a cliffhanger?
Oh, it doesn't end. It just does. It just got canceled. It
Because
doesn't have an ending.
the whole thing with this movie was people thought it, from what I recall, and I could be recalling it correctly, but wasn't it like everyone thought that this was going to be like a big sequel like kind of
Well,
dealio, and
everybody,
when it was just kind of more of the same, people were disappointed.
yeah, everybody thought that it was gonna be like an ending, an actual ending, like the
Yeah,
series finale, and it's not. It's just kind of more of the same.
yeah.
The most that it does is in the beginning of it, they poke fun at the fact that it's come back. So the human boy character Dib, he's been keeping an eye out for Zim, who has disappeared for like years. And so he's gotten all fat and stuff, and part of the movie is him going through like a training montage to get himself back in shape. And there's a whole joke about how he gets too in shape and he's like ripped and muscular and stuff. But then you find out that Zim has just been like planning his big plan while sitting in a toilet for years. So it's like they poke fun at the fact that it got canceled and that it kind of just stopped and he just
Yeah,
disappeared.
he's just like my least
But
favorite Richard Horvitz character, which is screamy Richard Horvitz. I just can't. I just can't. He's so annoying. I won't lie and
yeah,
say though that like it's funny you say Gen Z because it kind of reminds me of Teen Titans Go in the sense that like isolated in clips on like TikTok or YouTube or whatever. I won't lie and say there hasn't been the occasional um, Invader Zim line that has made me laugh. Like one of my favorites is the we gotta do this. Yay! No, Gert, that's bad. Oh.
No, Gur, that's bad. Do you know what this means? Yes. You don't really, do you?
yeah, Zur or Gur. He's one of the characters that makes that show funny. And that's where I say part of my, not issue per se, but part of the thing with this movie, um, and you can tell that it was a made for TV movie, just from the run length, but it's only 71 minutes long. But um, Part of the thing with this movie that I found as I was watching it is Invader Zim, the characters don't lend well to a movie.
No.
They're more you watch them in 20-minute blocks and you're done kind of
Right.
characters.
Because
Like
they're not
that's
really
why they
characters.
work.
They're just there to. They're just a vehicle to tell jokes.
They're caricatures. So like he's very much like a parody of the invader alien who's supposed to be like really cool, but he like how most alien stuff the alien is really badass and cool. But like the point of Zim is he's like nobody likes it. How you say you don't like Zim?
Yeah.
That's the point.
Yeah, I
His
know.
own leaders don't like him. That's why he's on Earth. He got banished to Earth because he was incompetent
It's
and
his delivery.
nobody likes him. So
it's the I think it's the to
that's
be
the
fair, I
point.
also don't like Dib. I remember sitting here watching this movie being like, this is agonizing. I can't stand a second of this.
Dib is also supposed to be an unlikable loser who's obsessed with aliens.
Like I've
So
seen the
again,
occasional episode.
him being
Whatever.
unlikable is also kind of the point. The problem with the movie is that because it's when the creator was making this movie, he wanted to make sure that like a person who hadn't watched the show could still watch this movie. So
I hate that.
he limits how many characters from the show are in it as a result. So you're forced to stick with more Zim and Dib than you really get in the show.
Yeah, but yeah, I know.
Like as a result.
I hate that because it's like no, I hate people who I want to make this thing for. Always make it for the people who watch the show.
Make it for the
Always
fans.
people make it for the people who watch the show because like when you make it for people who don't watch the show, it satisfies nobody because the people who don't watch the show aren't going to start with the movie. They're going to start with the show. So they're not going to watch it anyway. And it's just going to be a half-hearted version of but I don't know. Yeah, you let us know. Maybe there are diehard fans of this movie. I seem to recall like fans do like this movie, but I am not that tuned into Invader Zim. But I do know it has a very passionate fan
Yeah,
base.
like I'm not gonna say I'm the biggest fan of Invader Zim in the world, but like if I see clips of it, they make me laugh. Like
Yeah.
they're fun enough. It's just, yeah, it's really the best way I can articulate it, which is funny because it comes out in 2002, which is very much from my time
Oh
period.
yeah,
But
absolutely, yeah.
It just really is Gen Z humor before Gen Z humor is a thing.
I've never liked Invader Zim. When I was, what you said, 2002, 12, yeah, when that show was like contemporary, I hate the arts, I hate the, like, it's funny. A lot of
Oh,
like,
it's not even that it was popular in 2002 is when it was canceled. So it was out
oh,
before
oh,
2002.
okay, fair enough. Yeah, no, I,
Hold on, let's find
now
out
that
when
I'm
it actually
older,
came
I
out.
have the words to say this. I hated the art style. I hated the art style so much, and I still hate the art style. I think it looks ugly, and yeah, I hate Zim. I think Zim's annoying. I've
Oh
never
wow,
liked
it
him.
didn't it wasn't on for very long. So it first was released March 30th, 2001, and according to this it says it goes until December 10th,
I
2002, but
can't.
then
As I got older, I can't stand those really high, speedy, like they like speed through all of their lines, like they're moving like at 1,000 miles per hour. I can't
I don't
stand
know
that.
what you're talking about.
Yeah, no, I can't stand it. Can't stand it.
I am Zim.
There's probably gonna be a YouTube video called I don't like Invader Zim," and then you're gonna be a bunch of like, gonna get a bunch of people who feel the need to be like, oh, an adult who doesn't like a children's cartoon. It's like, oh, I was a child when that show was out, and I didn't like it then either.
Yeah, this was one of those ones where there was just certain shows which just it didn't hit me at the time. Like it wasn't for me at the time. This was one of those.
This is like
Um,
Rocket Power. Never cared for Rocket Power.
there was a few shows where it was like I remember them being big at the time and didn't really do it for me, and this was one of them. To be fair, it wasn't until like
Oh, you know
years
what we need to
later
do,
that
real quick?
it wasn't until years later when I was an adult that I discovered like shows like Avatar: The Last Airbender or Naruto. Those were shows that were definitely out when I was a kid, but I didn't watch them as a kid.
No, no, me neither. You know what? This should have been. I should have included this in the news, but we'll do it real quickly here, real quick. Did you hear that they shut down Family Guy? Not Family Guy. Family Channel.
Family Channel, I heard that.
And
Yeah.
I was gonna make a video about it, but I couldn't think of a good way to articulate. How do you explain what a filler channel is, or what a commercial channel is to the youth?
A commercial channel?
Like, the channel you would change it to when it was a commercial because it didn't have any commercials.
Oh, a backup channel.
Your backup channel. I'm like, that was the thing about
Yeah,
Family Channel.
I'm watching something on channel 25 YTV. I'm watching Reboot on YTV and a commercial comes on and I want to watch something, but like I don't want to watch the commercials, but I want to change it to a channel that I know is always going to have something playing that I can just have to
Exactly.
fill in between, that has things that I've watched hundreds of times so I can just watch a portion of it and not really care. That was Family Channel.
That was Family Channel, and it's funny because in this video I saw they interviewed I think it was the guy who played Derek, and he was like, "Yeah, man, that in this day and age, that's a hard channel to run. I get why they shut it down because yeah, in a world where it ran without ads,
Yeah.
that channel ran without ads, and
I
that."
don't even know. I don't know
And
how it stayed afloat for as long as it
right.
did.
I mean, I feel about the way about a lot of those Canadian basic cable channels. Apparently, also Nelvana is also shutting down, which is yeah, man, that's a Canadian institution. But they said that Family Channel doesn't have commercials, which isn't entirely true because it did
They
have
they advertise their own Disney
yeah, they
stuff.
had internal commercials. So sometimes when you were flipping over to it, you'd get unlucky and you'd be like, ah, man, it's in its commercial time. It was in the 20s. From 20 to 30 was where for that like 10 minutes, if they played their own internal commercials, and you'd be watching television and it'd be a commercial and you flip over to channel. And the best part was the comments. The comments were like, channel 25, channel 50, and channel 51. That was my childhood, baby.
Those were my
And I was
childhood.
like, holy
Until
shit! Those were the
until I got
channels!
slightly older, and then you added channel 32, which was Spike.
Spike,
Spike in space.
or no, Space is 45. Space was
Oh,
45.
Space was 45,
And
right.
Showcase was that was for the spicy stuff.
That was
late night.
that was 39. They had the things
39.
that
And
they had the
then,
things that you had to pretend that you weren't watching from your
right,
parents.
and then they had the HBO. I think was 41. Yeah. I remember like I remember that the best was
And
like
that-
25,
I think-
25,
I think-
50, and 51. Yeah, that
I
Teletoon,
think
YTV, and Family Channel respectively.
I think if I remember correctly, Discovery Channel was 42.
Sure, yeah, Discovery Channel was 42, and then PBS was 26.
Yes, yes, yes,
The
yes, yes,
kids
yes,
don't.
yes.
The kids. That was for all of the millennials and older in the audience. The kids don't
And
get that.
Channel 2 was the guide.
Our and Channel 2 was the guide. Yeah. Kids back in the day, you had to sit there and watch a specific channel to figure out what was going to be on TV. This has been back in the day with spur of the moment. That
Back in my
yeah,
childhood.
I wanted to make a video about it, and I was like, how do you explain to people the concept of the backup channel? In
Then you would
America, did you
go
guys have your own backup channel? That's
then you
my
would go
question.
then you would go to your rich friend or your rich relative's house, and they would have like satellite, and you could like scroll through hundreds of channels, and yet nothing would ever be on.
Right? Or cable TV, and then cable TV. That was how back in the day, and this is how old this is. That was when the CW was WB, and I can't remember what the other channel. UPN. It was WB and UPN, and they merged, and that's what became the CW.
No, I didn't know
But
that.
one of the channels you can get was WB, and I
Kids,
remember
WB
kids
yourself.
WB yourself, and I remember I'm old enough. I remember first starting to watch Smallville when it was on WB before it became the CW. Yeah. Anyway,
We're just that old.
we're just that old. That has been back in the day.
Anyways,
But no, yeah. My
that
question was for the Americans in the audience. Did you guys have your own backup channels? Like your go to I'd watch this during commercials channel. Do you guys have
was
those in
that a
America?
thing?
Was that a
Was
thing?
that Disney Channel for you?
I feel like that would be Disney Channel, right? But Family Channel was good because it wasn't always just kids stuff. Like sometimes they had the
They
slightly
had like
older
how
stuff.
Are You Afraid of the Dark and
Yeah.
stuff like that too.
Well, I mean the ABC Family stuff. The You Wish, the Teen Angel, Boy Meets World, obviously.
Yeah, yeah.
Anyway, I had to bring that up because I was like, ah.
So that was Invader Zim. Enter the floor piss.
Hey there, everybody. It's Ncard Justin here. Let me know down in the comments. I'm wrong. You're gonna hate on me for not liking Invader Zim, right? That's what's happening. I could feel it happening. I could see you typing out the comment, yelling at me for not liking Invader Zim. Go for it, man. Go for it. Anyway, if you want to see the full video, that this is from the full podcast, you click the box on the left. And if you want to see a random video that YouTube thinks you're going to enjoy, you can click the box on the right. Hit subscribe if you haven't already. We put new videos out 7 days a week. Or you can just leave us a like. That helps us out too. We will see you all in the next video.